Alright, YouTube, it's the Shadow King Nazru. I'm here with a review for Sailor Moon Crystals, Episode 4. So, this episode was about that there's going to be this uh, special ball where this Princess D of the Kingdom of D, I don't know what the D stands for, she's going to be presenting this special treasure. And both the Sailor Scouts and Luna, sorry, sorry about that. Both the Sailor Scouts and Luna and the Forces of Darkness, I forgot what they're called. They they believe that it's the legendary Silver Crystal, which is the power source of the princes of the Sailor Scouts, and has unlimited power and will help them conquer the universe. So both sides decide to get to the ballroom, and we got to see that Usagi, aka Sailor Moon, wants to go to the ballroom mainly for girly reasons, and she hopes she can have a dance with a nice guy. Hopefully, and though unlikely, a tuxedo mask, since she finds him to be rather dreamy. And we also got to see a little bit of ironic parts, such as uh, Usagi's mother saying that she wishes that Sailor, Usagi was more like Sailor Moon, which is ironic because she actually is Sailor Moon. And we got a little bit of the same thing with the dad a little later. And we also got to see that Ray, aka Sailor Mars, is having doubts about going to the party because she sensed that there's some evil presence at work there. And but they decide to go to the ball because they can't risk the chance. So all Sailor Mars, so Usagi, Ami, and Ray, aka Sailor Moon, Mercury, and Mars, go in disguise as princesses using their sailor pins. I'm just gonna say that the sailor pins can pretty much do whatever the plot allows them to, because I don't know what kind of limits that thing has. And we also got this little funny bit where they almost get caught, but by the guards, but the guards just tell them that they can't bring Luna around, and Luna's just telling them like, "Come bring me, get me away from these people." And that was a little funny. And we got to see this princess D, who looks a lot like I forgot what that little kid with the brown hairs with the weird glasses name was called. I remember in the old English dub they called him Melvin, but that might have just been dicking around with localization. So I can't remember what his name was. Sorry. And she has the treasure, and Ray starts to sense that one of her attendants uh, has the has some sort of evil presence about her. Meanwhile, Usagi is going around the party, and she's kind of thinks that it's kind of dull that she's dressed like a princess and has nobody to dance with. Then we see that Tuxedo Mask has come, and he decides to dance with her for a little bit, and we can see a little bit of romance developing between her. Even though Tuxedo Mask is probably 18 and Usagi is 14. You just think about that now. But hey, cultural relativism. Back to the Princess D. She goes into the safe and gets her treasure, and says that this treasure is more important than my life. And the female attendant is agrees with her, and then it gets really weird. The attendant turns out to be one of the four kings of darkness, who works for Queen Beryl, who works for this a mysterious ruler. So let me get this straight. One of the four kings, I think his name was Mephidite or Medite. It was something that started with an M. And he disguised himself as a woman? What the fuck? Putting aside my issues with transgenders and whatnot, why did he have to disguise himself as a woman? What we saw that the princess had male attendants. Was that too big a stretch? Whatever. Anyway, the Sailor Scouts try to stop what's his name, and the Dark King tries throws one of his minions to possess her, and and the princess tries to escape with the jewel in question. Fortunately, the Sailor Scouts end up catching up with her, and they transform into their respective Sailor Scout forms. And Sailor Moon realizes that her tiara was destroyed in her battle against Jedi. But fortunately, her feelings about Tuxedo Mask managed to create a new tiara for her. And then they corner the princess who's possessed, and it turns out she's possessed by the Dark King, whose name I can't remember. And Sailor Mars tries to exorcise the darkness from her heart, but it's not effective. And no, wait, not Luna, Tuxedo Mask tells Sailor Moon that the only way darkness can be defeated is with light. So she uses her tiara's new power, which is able to shoot moonlight beams, and it exorcises the darkness from her. And then we see all the four kings, whose names it will take a while for me to remember, with the exception of Jedi. And they says that we are looking for the legendary silver crystal, and we're going to be using it to take over the world, and uh, our ruler will establish his dominion over the humanity. And the Sailor Scouts and Luna basically said, no, that's just not happening. Then we cut back to the party, and it turns out that the treasure, which the others thought was the legendary silver crystal, was just the diamond carved version of the princess. They never saw that coming. I cannot believe I just referenced Iron Man 3. Anyway, then the episode ends off with a cameo appearance of Makoto, who will become Sailor Jupiter. I also forgot to mention that Luna explained the reason why they need to find the legendary silver crystal and the other Sailor Scouts, because once they have those things, it'll release the seal on the princess, and she will be revealed, and she can have her true power. I really did love this episode. It did have some nice twists. It was a simplistic story, and yes, the treasure fake out was a little bit predictable, but it was a pretty nice story, and it did set up the romantic relationship between Sailor Moon and Tuxedo Mask. And we also got to see that Tuxedo Mask isn't exactly sure whether or not he's going to be working with the Sailor Scouts or against them, because he supposedly wants to use the legendary silver crystal for his own agenda. But we'll find out all these answers next time on Sailor Moon, Episode 5.